So you see, it's very, very important that you know what it will all be coming from. The person that you're actually looking for, where are they coming from? And by the way, you're watching me for the first time. I am Ishmael M, and I welcome you to today's video. May the Lord bless you greatly as you watch this video. May He give you the solution or the question and the answer that you've been looking for. Hallelujah. And may He get to grant all your prayer requests. So I want you to listen to this, okay? And allow me to be honest with you, it's never that easy. And it's not that easy because it's hard. Only by the guidance of the Lord, it can be easy. And listen, sometimes people, you can all ask almost everybody, when they get married, they all think they're marrying the right person. And then, when it gets rough, they also do say that they did see the red flags. But just as a common thing, everybody be like, I'm gonna change this person. Like, we overlook the red flags. So I want you to realize, you can find a wrong spouse at church. It is also possible. You can find the right spouse from someone who is not yet a believer. It is also possible, but less likely. Okay? So what is going on here? There are things that you must really look out for. And there are things that you must really never compromise on. And there are things that can assure you. For instance, what I'm trying to say is this. You must outline the exact things that you're looking for from your future spouse. But one thing that you forgot or nobody ever told you is, when you are outlining everything, make it a point that you are not describing perfection, because nobody is perfect. So with not looking at perfection, what is it exactly that you must look out for? After you have described all that you're looking for, note it down. What are the things that if that person was to lack, you can at least be able to compromise and overlook in case they don't even change? So those are the things that you must list down, that I can at least compromise in this. But if this person does not have this and this, or this person does this and that, this I won't compromise no matter what. And then you sit down. All the things that you say you're expecting, are they likely to happen? Are they seemingly impossible? Because some they go as far as, I want a very handsome man. He must be rich. He must be this. Like at the end, you will see that he must be prayerful. He must be without a child. He must be like things that at the end you realize, no, this is too much. But look for things which are most likely possible. Then after, here is the thing. You look, where are they coming from? I've had a lady giving a testimony explaining how she almost got married to a devil worshipper. And she says that man came at a time she had dedicated her life unto Christ, saying that she wants to marry someone who is also a Christian. But then one moment she met a man who looked handsome, financially stable, and just because he was so handsome and financially stable, although she ended up learning that this man is not a Christian, she overlooked it. She was like, no, we're going to sort that out later. Only to realize that the reason he does not believe in Christ is because he's a devil worshipper. And that's when she learned a big lesson. So some things don't compromise on. Some things are a must, like someone must be a believer. Some of the things are not as harmful, if you know what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So some people, you can find them, given that God clearly, directly, without compromising, honestly, with all truth, that person has been brought by God. Because some people, God can see their hearts. He can see that this person only needed someone whom they can help them to grow spiritually. You find somebody while they're still a baby Christian, or somebody who still now wants to dedicate their life unto Christ. And the moment you get married, you realize this person now, that's when they started to devote themselves into God. And you realize they learned God, they learned the things of God through you. But such cases are not so common. I want to be honest with you. And that's with such reasons, that's why most people, they end up in wrong marriages. Is because they looked at a person be like, no, this person said they're gonna go with me to church. This person said this and this, and only after they're married, they have children, they are too committed, the person be like, no, I can't. They go with them the first few months at church, and next thing they no longer go. The person goes back into whatever wicked stuff they used to do. That's why with such things, only when God you are so absolutely sure, and you must be aware that there is it's a huge risk to be with someone who at the moment they have not proven themselves to be a Christian and all. You don't really know their morals. To get married to someone whom you are hoping will stick to their way, because what if they don't? That's why the only way you marry such a people is when you are already prepared that even if they don't, they backslide. I don't think it can affect me. That's why it's also dangerous to get married to an abuser, hoping that they will stop beating you up, because there's a good chance that it can get worse as far as even hurting you. And then when you are at church, there are those that they meet each other at church. I even know this other person who got married with a lady from church and all, but she ended up being wicked, cheated on him, got children with outside their marriage with other men, and they ended up separating. The same lady that he met at church. So you see, all in all, it's all about what God is saying and what God is saying clearly. Let me give an example with myself. I'm someone who I said to myself, you know what? Rather, I marry somebody knowing that before we got married, I never saw even a single red flag. And if they are to show me those red flags now when we are married, knowing that I did not compromise while I'm seeing that this person she drinks, she does this. If she's to expose or reveal those red flags while we are inside the marriage, I can live with that. But if I'm to see the red flags and I overlook them, and then when we get married, they become worse, I'll have nobody to blame but myself. Hence, I'm like, let me at least see things I can compromise on and see things that never will I compromise on. And from there, I'm like, God, now guide me. Just like drinking for myself. For example, myself, I don't want a woman who drinks. You get what I'm saying? Because I also know this is not too much to ask, but there are a lot of women who love church. There are a lot of women who still don't drink. As much as there can be men who drinks, there are still more that are devoted to always going to church. So from those that go to church, now I say, okay, from there, you don't drink, you do go to church. I look at some few things which can be. But if we find out maybe she doesn't drink, and she goes to church, but you find out her morals, she's someone who entertains many men, although she's a church who goes to church, obviously we can't be married because already there's a huge red flag after the not drinking part. But if I realize, she does go to church, she has morals, and if sometimes she's just a bit short-tempered once in a while, those are the things which I know I don't like, or she can be moody at times, but I realize those moods are tolerable. I can compromise because I'm like, no, it's something that I think as long as they don't get worse than this, and even if they get worse, I estimate, no, I can tolerate. So that's how you get that person. But all in all, the final conclusion will be like, Lord, am I making the right decision? If God confirms, then you are done. And I bless you. In Jesus' mighty name, my details are in the description of the video below. And bye-bye.